we are ready. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome everybody here. I would firstly welcome the students from Climate Change Diversity and Sustainable Territorial Development, but also I would welcome all the people that is connected right now to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to have the honor and the pleasure to have with us Dr. Rachele Amerini. She's a geographer, and we are going to have a unique lab about the use of OpenStreetMap within the United Nations Mapping Initiative. Basically, we are here online, so I see many students from our international master course, and I would like to share with you that this is actually for the student, it's a lab, and we invite you to keep switched on your webcam, as we are going also to take the presence for this online lecture. Okay, so I see most of you. I hope that the rest of the people is going to come soon and to join us. So today we are here with Rachele Amerini. She's a geographer. I'm proud to be a geographer. She's working with the United Nations Mappers since 4 years, and she got a consolidated experience in working in this kind of cultural context. So today the framework of this lecture is basically a lab. So this is the reason why we invite you to have your personal computer and to keep the eye on the screen, and also to follow Rachele in what she's going to show you and what she's going to ask you as a mapping task. Basically, we are going. This is like the main elements, keywords of today are related to the use of these important. Actually, it is a digital platform. It is completely open, and it is a kind of global Wikipedia on maps. So you're going to have the possibility to work. I don't know if for the first time for all of you, but at least to work directly in connection with Rachele, that is going to show you the main elements for mapping in a remote zone. So basically, we're going to have a very short presentation about the UN mapping, UN maps, and a short presentation about OpenStreetMap. Therefore, we are going directly into the lab of mapping by using OpenStreetMap. So I kindly invite you to follow, and in case that you missed some points, to write in chat in order to have a little rewind and to retake the exercise. I would also say to all the people connected, you are of course invited to follow the lab. And I also remind you that this is just the first initiative within the Geo-November, the month of geography, G-Science, and GIS. So in case that you are interested to other initiative, there is on the website mastergscience.it the full calendar with all the initiatives that are taking place during the month of November as Geo-November events at global level. So I'm going to conclude, and I give you the floor to Rachele for starting this interesting laboratory.
Thank you, Salvatore. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today with all of you. I see people from different nationalities, which is really a great thing. And okay, so today, as Salvatore was mentioning, we will have a lab, but what we will do in this lab will have a real impact on the real world and in the lives of people. So I hope that what you will see today and what you will do today, it will be also for you helpful in the future, and you will see how these kind of initiatives are really helpful and are really useful for a lot of NGOs, apart from also the United Nations field activities. So I will share my presentation. Okay, just a second. Okay, so hopefully you are able to see it. Let me. Okay. Okay, so as we were mentioning, I'm Rachele Amerini. I have a bachelor degree on geography from the University of Padua, and I'm really proud to be a geographer. Sometimes we don't know how geographers are working and what they are doing, but today we will see a practical example on that. So I am a GIS, which stands for Geographic Information Systems consultant at the UNGSC. The UNGSC is the United Nations Global Service Center, which is based in 2 cities in Europe, so in Brindisi, here in Italy, and in Valencia, in Spain. What we do at the UNGSC is to provide logistical support to the peacekeeping missions that are working in the field. So, for example, all the peacekeeping missions in Africa. What we do is like supply chain. We have the supply chain. So, for example, I don't know if you have ever seen the UN cars in the news, for example. So we are sending the cars to the missions, but we are also providing geospatial support, which means that we give to the peacekeepers all the information that they need regarding the territory, and we do that by making maps and services related to maps. So these are some examples on what we are providing support to, for example, to the patrolling, to the planning of operations, to the logistics, humanitarian relief, security, and we have also a team working on the groundwater exploration. Our challenge, so then, is to have maps. And you will say, okay, but we have, for example, Google Maps, and on Google Maps, we have everything. Why we do need other information? And this is because we need special maps. And also because if you take a look at Google's maps on many countries, you will find something like that. And you can see here that there is nothing, there is a lack of data. And this is because there is no interest on mapping there, on having information and data in these places. Other challenges that we are facing for the United Nations maps are, for example, the boundaries of the countries. So we need to have official boundaries of the countries, because, as you know, it's a very important matter. If we draw a boundary in a place or in another place, maybe including or not an area, and also regarding the names of the places. So in UN Maps, we are working with a hybrid approach. So on one side, we have all the United Nations data, which means, for example, the official boundaries of the countries, but we are also leveraging the open data. And we are doing that with the Unmappers community, which is a group of mappers that are mapping on Open Street Map, the tool that we will be using today, which is a database, a geodatabase with all the information regarding a location. No? And so we are mixing these two types of data, so open data and UN data, to provide to peacekeepers all this information. So all these services, we have street map, terrain maps, image maps, the globe, which is a 3D map, operational maps, direction search. Is like what you usually do with Google Maps, but with inside a United Nations platform. And they also have these maps on demand, which is the platform that the peacekeepers are using in the field. So they don't need to have knowledge on GIS, on geographic system, on cartography or whatever. They can simply choose the one of these tasks, for example, of these squares, and from there they can download easily a topographic map of the area. So the areas, the maps that we are producing are these ones, and you can see so that here they have all the information that they need. From our perspective, maybe it's not so easy to understand this kind of maps, but you should think that maybe sometimes peacekeepers are using them by night in very hard conditions. So these maps have a visualization that is made on purpose for this kind of situations. Okay, so I was speaking about Unmappers, which is the crowdsourcing community of UNMaps. So what we are doing is to collaborate with different stakeholders to create this open data. This open data, be careful, because this open data is not made for the UN. It's open data, which means that the UN can use it, but also all the NGOs and other stakeholders, for example, like the local communities, can use this data for their purposes. So we are collaborating with universities, with high school students also. We have also an internship program, so we have students which are who are joining us. And we have also the UNMaps Learning Hub. I will provide you the link to the Learning Hub in case you would like to take, for example, the complete course on how to map on OSM. So, and you can become a really advanced mapper. So you will find all the information later. We are also having these events, which are called mapathons, during which we have we gather a lot of people together and we map all together. In some way, what we will do today, it's a small mapathon. So, and we will focus on, I think, on a very interesting project for you, and so you will have the opportunity to understand how to apply what you will learn today to your real life challenges. So maybe during your career. To do that, we are using the hot tasking manager. I think you got some documentation on that, but we will see later how it works. And we have also all the social media handles, to keep contact with the community, to advertise, for example, when we have activations, when we need your help, when we need the help of the community. And we have also a Discord server to engage directly with the community. So here we can see an example of a collaboration that we did with UNESCO. And in this case, we were mapping roads. And UNESCO asked us if we could activate the community to map the roads in this region of Madagascar, to then calculate the time for the children to go from the villages to the schools. So in this case, you see an application of, okay, we are mapping roads, but for which reason? So in this case, the reason was to help the Ministry of Education to better plan the accessibility from schools, from villages and towns to the schools for the children. Okay, so going forward and entering on what we will do today, we are here. I think you heard about the storm Daniel, which hit recently in September very hard the northern Africa, and in particular Libya and the area of the Derna city. So during the storm Daniel, 2 dams collapsed because of the storm, and there were very big flooding, which was killing 4,000 people and displaced more than 10,000 people from their homes. We activated, in this case, after 2 days, we activated the community together with the National Open Street Map community. You should know that there are local communities of Open Street Map, so in every country, more or less, there is a local community, and they are building projects on OpenStreetMap to improve the mapping on some areas. So in this case, the national OSM community coordinated the response. We were providing some support for the collaborative mapping projects. On the other side, Maxar, which is a provider of imagery, was releasing some imagery after the flooding, so to do some analysis. And we were mapping all together in this area to provide the local rescuers with updated maps. You know, because in these cases, to have data is crucial. Without data, you cannot understand the extent of the event, or where you have to go to focus your work. So, following the floods in Libya, we thought, together with the OSM community there, to open some projects in the Jebel Akdar area, which is a mountain chain in northern Libya, to map all the waterway network there, so that in case that we will have new events like that, they will have all the data there to prevent and to try also to be prepared to respond to the event. So we are supporting the OSM Libya efforts to map also all the affected area there. Now, this slide is super important. I don't know how to highlight it more. So please keep attention on that, because these are the features that we will be adding to the map. We will map rivers, and you can see here what a river is. Keep attention, because really, when you will be mapping, you will be asking, is this a river or is this a stream? Because it's not so easy to spot. You can see here that we have a river, and that's okay. So a large natural stream of water that is flowing in a channel from the mountains, to the sea, or a lake, or another river. Then we have streams. The streams, you can see here we have the river on the left side. On the right side here, you can see all this vegetation here. This line of vegetation is a stream. A stream is a natural forming waterway that is too narrow to be classed as a river. It's It's the definition that we have from OpenStreetMap, I would say, is not very scientific. because on OpenStreetMap we find that a stream is a waterway that can be jumped across by an active, able-bodied person. And you know, I think from person to person, this varies a lot. But okay, so more or less, you should think, okay, I can jump it or I cannot jump it. Also, here we should think that in this area, we don't have water all year long. And maybe sometimes we don't have water at all for years and years. So maybe sometimes we find a waterway that seems a river, but in the end, it will not carry water unless just a small, a very narrow channel of water so that you can jump it. So in this case, it will be a stream. So my suggestion is, unless you don't see that you have a very evident river, like it is in this case, you can see that we have evidence of a river here. I would map the feature as a stream. What happens next? Next, the next thing that we can find while mapping today is that we see that we have a river or a stream, and we have a road. This red line is a road. So in the case you have a stream or a river crossing a road, so sometimes we have bridges, and sometimes we have culverts, tunnels under with for the water to pass the road. But most usually what we find are the fords. You can see in the image what a ford is. So we have the water here flowing during some seasons, not always, and we have a road here. So in this case, in the intersection between the road and the river, we will add the information regarding the presence of a ford. And we will see now how to do that. Another important information is, as we were saying, is that sometimes these waterways are not permanent. They don't carry water during all the year. So they are not very easy to spot. Sometimes we say, okay, this is vegetation, or no, okay, this is a stream. How we can understand it? We should zoom out, but we will see it now, how to zoom out and how to see if we have a waterway or not. And another super important information regarding the waterways is that we should map the waterways following the direction of the flow. So from upstream to downstream, from the mountains to the sea. Well, and you will see that sometimes what we find in the maps are rivers or streams that are mapped with the wrong direction. So in this case, we will fix that data. So thank you for now, and I will share this presentation with you so that you will have also all the links for you to use. So I think that before going on with the practical part, maybe we can have a round of questions if there are some.
Yes, there is a question on the chat for you, Rachele.
Yes.
Are the streams not permanent through the years or not necessarily?
No. Also, the streams can be intermittent. So we should add this information, because now think that you are a peacekeeper and you are patrolling around and you need to cross a stream. So to put there that this stream is intermittent or not, it's very important. I would say, and in this area I was checking this morning, we will have to put the intermittent information to all the streams and to all the rivers. This is not the case, for example, in other places of the world, of course. We are speaking about northern Libya. Other questions?
Please feel free also to use the microphone beside the chat.
Okay, how do you get access to satellite pictures, and do you have your own satellite? No. Okay, so the imagery that we will be using is provided by some imagery providers, which are today we will be using Bing, but we were working with Maxar imagery, but now it's not anymore available for OpenStreetMap. We have some imagery from Esri also, and you will see now which imagery we have available, but we will be using the one provided by Bing. This is because what we usually do is to check the area to understand which is the most recent imagery, because as the imagery released is for usage on OpenStreetMap and is free, they don't provide the date. So we don't know from when this imagery is. And this is a huge problem that we have sometimes. So we need to check for hints on the imagery to understand which one is the one that is most updated. I don't really know. I don't think the UN has satellites. There is a UN agency for space, but I don't think that they have satellites. It's my opinion. I don't really know it, but we are buying from time to time, for example, to do some analysis and some other works outside OpenStreetMap. We are buying imagery from the providers. So, for example, Maxar and so on. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so just one question. All of you have the OpenStreetMap account and the hot tasking manager ready? Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Just a few words on OpenStreetMap. So OpenStreetMap is known as the Wikipedia of maps. And this is because it's a huge geodatabase where you can find all the information regarding an area. And the good thing here on OpenStreetMap is that it's not just a map, as the name says, but you can also download and utilize all this information. So, for example, if I'm working in this area, for example, and I need to do some analysis in this city, I can select all the data and I can use it on my, for example, for those who are using the GIS software, they can use it on the data on QGIS or on ArcGIS. It depends on what you are using. So you have access, you have open access, and everybody can use the data. This is not happening, for example, on Google Maps. So on Google Maps, you don't have access, direct access. So you can use Google Maps as a service, but you cannot, I would say, enter inside Google Maps the data, the skeleton, no, of Google Maps. While on OpenStreetMap, you are able also to modify this data, to delete, for example, things that are not anymore updated, and so on. So okay, I think we can start by doing the practice, and so that we can see together which are the questions, or if everything is clear, and we can see also how OpenStreetMap works. Remember that everything that you will be doing, I will put in the chat the project. Remember that everything that you will be doing today during this lesson, it will be on OpenStreetMap, and that maybe you are mapping to a waterway, and someone will use this data in the future, in the near future, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe in 1 month, yes. Okay, so this is the project. We are on the hot tasking manager. Just 2 words about what is the tasking manager. So the tasking manager was developed by the Humanitarian Open Street Map team to allow to have collaborative projects where a group of people can map together to, for example, to give some, in some cases, like disaster response. It's a tool that is really useful because we can, for example, map from here. And I'm showing you, if I zoom in on OSM and I click on edit from the web page, I click on edit and with ID, sorry, and I can access the data and I can map from here. But what happens when we have, for example, let's say that we want to map this neighborhood here, and we are a group of 10 people. In this case, if we are mapping all together, maybe I'm mapping this building here, and someone else is mapping the same building. So what happens in the moment when we save our data? We will have conflicts, okay? So for this, this tasking manager was developed to avoid having conflicts when we have a lot of people mapping in the same area, and to check if we have covered also all this area. So we will be mapping in this project, and you see this this is Jebel Aketar West, because there is also another project here near Baida, and here you have a short description on why this project was open, and is telling us that this is a Unmappers activation. We are supporting OSM Libya, and that we will map waterways. You can see here that the imagery chosen was Bing. So if we click on contribute down here, so you should access to the tasking manager from here, so you can do the login, and you log in with your OSM credentials. Okay, okay, I will go back directly to this project. Of course, if you want to search for projects, here you have a list of what's going on the tasking manager with the most urgent projects and so on. And for example, if you want to search for the project of Unmappers, you can click on more filters, and organization, you can check Unmappers. And if we apply here, you see that we have these projects open at this time. So we are mapping in this one, the Jebel Akdar West. We are required to map waterways. And I click on contribute. Okay, you see this UNGSC ISOIPSA, it's me. And whenever you are mapping here, you will find your OSM username here telling what you have done. And we have here agreed. Okay, so this is the area that we want to map today. You see that we have these squares with different colors. The white ones are those that are available for mapping. So feel free to pick up one of these white squares. Once you map a task, you will see that it will turn blue. So the blue ones are those that requires some validation. And then when the validator, which is the person that will check the data, will validate it, it will become green. Okay, you can also pick these ones, the yellow ones, because the yellow ones, the yellow color means that more mapping needed. So there are still some things to map here and there. If you choose one task and you see that there is something mapped there, you should check if the data is correct. If it's not correct, we can correct it. So pick up one task and you click on, you will see that here you have the ID editor. On OpenStreetMap, we have two main editors. This one, ID editor, is the one that we are using on the browser, but we have also a desktop editor. Okay, so you choose your task and this will open the ID editor. This is ID, and you will see that it's really easy to use and to contribute with ID. I have some issues with the imagery. Okay, now it's okay. Okay.
So sorry, Rachele.
Yes.
For everything is clear for all the students until here, or something is not clear? No, if something is not clear, just open your microphone and speak. I think that if you click on contribute, you have a sort of window with the welcome from OpenStreetMap editor, and you can just click on modify and you have the same image of Rachele. So just to know to continue and to click on modify. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Francesca. Yes, this is a message that you get the first time when you access the... Yeah?
Sorry. Yes. So for me, I'm trying to enter task number 147, and what the display is saying, it was impossible to lock this task for you. And
Lorenzo,
yeah.
sorry, repeat please.
Can you hear me?
Connection. Yes, yes.
Yes.
So I was trying to access a task number 147, but I cannot map it because it says that yeah, the project has a license. So yeah,
Okay.
maybe I need to choose another one.
The project, the imagery maybe has a license, is telling you. Do you have some other options? So
I'll try again and then let you know. Thank you.
okay, try.
Yeah.
Or also it can happen if you pick up a task and in the same moment someone else was picking up the same task.
Or did you just click on accept the license?
Yes. Yes, if you have the accept option, you can accept it. Let me check if I click here. Which was the number of the task? 100.
Yeah, I managed to get into another one, but the one that was blocked was 147. But now I'm inside task number 97. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we were here. Okay, so you have this this square, the pink square is telling us not to map outside this area, because on the other tasks there are other there are other people not mapping in there. So you have here a set of instructions. You can see here, and here you have the general instruction of the project. So which imagery to use. The offset in this case is not an issue because I checked and everything is more or less aligned with the imagery. Okay, here there are some suggestions, and you will find also here the definitions that we were speaking about before. So what is a river and some examples, what is a stream and some examples. Also, you can see that here you have this sentence, so permanent rivers with a large riverbank should be mapped with a polygon tagged either as natural water, water river. In this case, it's okay if you map only the line and not the area. This is because in any case we will map always the line and then the area, but okay, you are not requested to map the area in this project. We can have also waterway ditches, but in this case we will not find any ditch. And as I was saying before, we should think which is the waterway flow direction, super important, and if the waterway is intermittent or not. And we will always tell that the waterway is intermittent. So the first thing that I always suggest to do is to zoom out. Scrolling the wheel of the mouse, you can zoom out. Okay, so we are here. The mountain range is here. Here we have the sea in the north. And okay, we can see all the system of waterways. Okay, then I zoom in. So in this case, it's clear that the main flow direction is going from the southeastern part to the northwestern part. Okay, is this one the flow direction of the whole system. But when we see, if we zoom in, so now we understand which is the direction, and we zoom in and we zoom in, and so, and here we can see that we have this one, this waterway here, you can see it, which is darker. Now we see that with respect of the terrain that we have nearby, it's darker. So if I zoom in, okay, I can see that I can follow this line to map my waterway. So what I do, first, let me just check because I was working this morning, okay, with this, okay. You can see that, okay, that this waterway was mapped by another person, okay? And it's good. So what I should do in this case, first of all, I check the data that we have there. Is this data correct? Well, if I select, you see by clicking on the feature, I can see that this is an intermittent stream. if I see the tags are the information that are applied to an object. So to an object, we have a key value information. So we have keys, which are, for example, intermittent, waterway, and so on. And then we have the values. So intermittent, yes, waterway, stream. In this case, we can see that we have two tags. One is waterways, stream, and this information is not correct because the right tag is waterway stream. So in this case, if you click on this E, is the information, and we see the definition. Here, if I click here, I don't get information because this tag is not existing. Okay, so the correct one is this. And then you see, if I click on the waterway, I can move, pressing the left button of the mouse, I can move the nodes. These are the nodes. This is the line that is building my waterway. I can move the nodes of this waterway, and I can improve this waterway to have the data mapped right. You see, we have some arrows, white arrows here, so we can move and create a node and so on. So when we map, we have three options, and you see all of them here. And I think this is one of the bases of cartography, is that we are representing the world with three types of elements: points, lines, and areas. So we use points, for example, to map, I don't know, if we want to add the information that here we have this shop, or here we have this coffee, or here we have this restaurant, we will use nodes. In the case, for example, when we have waterways, or when we have roads on, or for example, other things that we are mapping with, for example, a wall, we will map it with lines, and with areas, we will map, for example, a building, or we will map, for example, the land cover. I need to map a wood, I will map it using an area. Okay, so knowing that we have here a line, because this is a waterway, and then if you select it, you can go on and modify the line and so on. Okay, and I will go on along all the way to improve the accuracy, and I will stop when I arrive here, because I don't want to go outside my area. But what about when I see, for example, if I move here, what about if I see that there is a waterway that is not mapped? So, for example, in this case, if I can see that the vegetation gives me a hint that here there is a waterway. So I choose the line tool, and by clicking with the left button of the mouse, I will map this. And when I arrive at the end, I connect my stream to the other stream. And you see that once I have finished my my object, I have here some options, and I can choose. You can ask also for information about each one of these features, and I will choose stream. Okay, and now we can see that we have added the waterway stream information. But Do you remember that we have the intermittency thing also to add the information about the intermittent? So from here, intermittent, we can choose the option yes. And so we have our river mapped, our stream mapped in the correct direction. Okay. So as I was saying, one of the most important things is to connect the ways. We should always remember that we are mapping a waterway network. So please keep always attention on that and to put a final node that is shared among between the two elements. And okay, but for example, let's say that now here, let's say that we find this situation that you are doing this thing. So for example, you are mapping the waterway in the wrong direction. So if I zoom in, you can see that we have the arrows that are indicating us the direction of the flow, of the water flow. So in this case, you can select the waterway, you see, and with the right click of the mouse, you see that we have some options here. So we can disconnect the waterway from the other. We can move it. We can square it, we can flip it, and we can reverse it. So we will use this tool, which is the shortcut V in your keyboard. We can reverse, and now you see that the flow direction is the correct one. And also here, we will add the intermittent information. Okay, so my suggestion would be, when you open your task, first check about what you have there. If the information, you should select the object and check if the information is the right one and if it has all the information. Then we can check the direction of the flow, if all the streams, all the rivers were mapped in the correct direction. If not, we can choose them and we can reverse the direction. And another thing that we can do is to check the accuracy. If it's not good, we can move. You can see here, we can move the nodes, and we can also create new nodes. You see here, there is a very small white arrow, so we can move and create a new node. And so improving the accuracy of the waterways that we have there, because sometimes we find waterways that are like crossing, they are going over the mountains and then they appear on the other side of the mountains, which has no sense at all. So we will improve the accuracy of the waterways, and then we can add the new waterways that we find there. Remember that probably we will not see the water at all, but that we can zoom out and see the system to understand where is the waterway. And you can see that here then it goes to the north, and at the end it goes and it ends in the sea. Okay, so once we have done that, the thing that you should do always, I would say, save as soon as you can. So don't wait too much to save your data. You can click on save. And here you will see that there is a change set comment, because every time that we are modifying the map, we will add the information about what we have done. So in this case, you will find a precompiled chainset comment with the number of the project, Unmappers, Libya, and the information added and/or modify waterways. And then you click. I will not upload anything because I will let these tasks for you. Then you can upload your data, and once you uploaded the data, the data will be available to everyone to use it. Okay, so okay. Now, if there are questions, we are here. We can see it together. I think we can start the mapping part, and you will see if you have any doubt. And I think usually there are a lot of doubts, so don't worry about that because it's super normal to have doubts. Also, we have in our mapping team, we are more or less 10 mappers in our section, and we are always discussing about okay, what do you think, is this a waterway or not, would you map it or not? So and we will see at the end of the time how many waterways have you mapped during the session. So maybe we can spot also some the best mappers of the session.
Yeah, there are 2 hands up.
Yeah, Aitana.
Thank you for the for this class. And I also had a question regarding like who validates the information, because anyone can actually just get to the page and change everything. So
Yes.
I'm wondering if anyone checks the information.
Yes, this is a very good question, very good point. So, well, on our projects, Unmappers projects, we usually open the projects, we have the people mapping, and we are validating the data. We have also a team of volunteers that are validating the data. So we always check what was mapped, and we modify the data that is not correct. But for example, what happens if a person enters OpenStreetMap tomorrow and I don't know, removes everything? Another question that we usually have when we do the classes in the high schools is, okay, nice, we can start mapping. We will map football fields wherever in Africa, and we will fill Africa with football fields and things like that. And the nice fact on OSM is that there is a very big community behind it. So for example, in cities where there are a lot of mappers, in communities where we have a lot of mappers, data that is deleted or that is put there wrongly, it will be easily detected by the community, and it will be corrected and modified. For example, if I have a user which is, for example, a new user that in over one night destroys the map, it can happen. In this case, there is a working group of OSM, and they are reverting what the user was doing. So I can also revert the data that if a whole chain set is wrong, I can revert the chain set easily. What happens is that if the change is made in a place where there is where there isn't a community, and maybe a very remote place, maybe this data will stay there for a little while until someone spots it and then they will change it. But yeah, usually vandalism is there, but there are also a lot of people working against it. So yeah. We have
Yes.
some questions.
Samuel?
Thank you. Thank you for your insightful presentation. I have two questions. Mine is more, in a sense, related to Aitana's question, but also on the side of, because you talked about you work with UN, peacekeeping organizations and people on the field. I was wondering whether sometimes during the, if in the comment sections, we also add places where there are infrastructures like bridges, so that they can maybe cross the rivers if they're in convoys as a UN peacekeeping. And also my second question is about this task that we are doing. If I understand correctly, we are going to map the rivers, but also small streams that are attached to our rivers. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So for the second question, yes, we are mapping the rivers and we are mapping also the small streams. So everything that we can see that is related with waterways. For the first question, when we see that there is a bridge, we can add the information regarding the bridge. Just let me, let's see. I think there are no bridges here in this area. No, because here we have some culverts, but let's say, for example, and also I don't know, we will not have, I'm just drawing just to show you. If I have the bridge, no, you see that is not it's not there. Let me just do one thing. Let's see if I can add the information regarding the bridges we are mapping here. I can edit the project. So because you see, this is the behind the scenes. So this is the managing of the project, and you see that we are telling which tags, which information a user can add. But I can add, for example, let's see, it should be on rows. If I check bridge. No, why not? Buildings, or maybe it's way. No, it's not here, it's here. Then I check for the bridge. No, why is not here the information? Waterway bridge and use. Okay, let me just put everything and no, it's not adding it. But let's see, maybe now it's okay. Let's see if I can map the bridge now. Okay. I want to remove this. I cannot. Yeah. Let me. Okay. Now this is saved. Okay. Successfully managed. Okay. I wanted to show you how to map a bridge in case you find it. Let's see if it's letting me to do that. Okay. Now. Nice. It's not taking this information. Manage. Edit project. Metadata. Highway bridge. Where it is? I cannot
Or
find it.
building.
No, it's a highway bridge. Okay, I will show
Okay.
you here. Okay, I will show you here, which is it's open, and so let's say that we have this area, and let's imagine that here we have a road, which is not true because in the imagery we cannot see, but just to show you. So let's see that we have this, and this is a highway. Let's say it's an unclassified road. So in this case, to map a bridge, what we do is to split the way. So this is my highway, and now we have 3 segments of the way. We choose this one, which is our imaginary bridge, and we add the information. You see that here we have it on structure. I don't know why it is on structure, but okay, we have this bridge. So I will choose this information. The layer is the one, because what happens? We are working always on the ground level. So the ground level is layer 0. In the case of a bridge, we are moving over the layer 0, so over the ground. So in this case, we will have layer 1. And that's all. And so here you have your bridge information. Another thing that can happen, this is just for your information, just in case you are working with OpenStreetMap and you find some of these objects. So another thing that can happen is to have a waterway that is going under the road, because maybe there is a culvert, a tunnel, no? A tunnel that was built under the road. In this case, what we will have is, for example, let's say that in these points, split here and here, this water is using a tunnel. And you see here we get the information, add a tunnel. So we can add the information, and yes, and the tunnel culvert. And here you see that the layer is -1 because it's under the road, and the road is on layer 0. Layer 0, the bridges are on layer 1, and the culvert, the tunnels are on layer -1. Okay, so if you spot a culvert or a bridge, you don't need to write it in the change-set comment, but you can add it directly to the map. Okay, because so sorry for the confusion at the beginning, because I had not the tags there on the project, which is weird, but okay.
So I have also a question, or maybe 2 questions.
Yes.
First of all, when you usually map, do you help also with other references, for example, from other images from Google Maps, or for example, from Google Earth Pro?
You cannot. So, for example, you can map. So no, you I would say you should map only what you see on the imagery that is shared by the editors, just because of a matter of that all the people that are mapping should have access to the data to validate.
Okay. No, just to know, because in this case, for me, it was very helpful to open OpenStreetMap and to see Google Earth Pro, and to see the topography of the territory with the 3D, so I can better understand if there is a river or something like that, a stream. So in this case, I think could be helpful.
Yeah, it could be, but and I agree. I totally agree with you. That is something that we should do, but it's, we have to be careful with the definition of what means extraction of data from Google. So if it's a gray area.
Okay.
But yeah, for example, I cannot clearly use I don't know Google information that I find regarding the opening hours of a restaurant to copy paste this information to OpenStreetMap. This is not allowed.
Okay. But in this case, for example, the topography is allowed, just to see mountains.
We are in a gray area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then other information, when I finish to map, I have to also fill all the features of all the information. So for example, the most important thing, I think, is to choose the type of element, and then if it's a stream, a river, something like that, and I don't know the name in English because now I'm using it in Italian, if a permanent stream or not, these two.
Yes, these two. Yeah. All the other information is not required. So it's not in the case, for example, the name of the stream, we cannot know the name of the stream. So of course, so we let it as it is. And there is also regarding the let me check regarding the to understand is, let me just see if it's working or not. But if you see in the instructions, we are suggesting to load OpenCycleMap or OpenTopoMap, and they should be here in the backgrounds. You will find OpenTopoMap, so at least you have the contour lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is very helpful.
Yes. Sometimes it's not working, so. But yeah, it seems today is good. Yes, so you can also understand from here more or less the situation.
And now, for example, I'm trying to save my my changes, and there is a sort of alert. There is a written river with the streets. Can I save it, or I have to change something?
What is written?
Fiume attraversa strada residenziale. River crossed by a residential street is a sort of alert.
Nice. So it means that you have, if you check on your map, you should have a situation like that. So maybe you have something like that. So, and this is a strada residenziale, a residential road. You have the river here. So in this case, you should put a node in the intersection. So where the road and the river is intersecting. And then you see that you have here the option to put the ford. Yeah. and so we are putting that default, and so when you are uploading the data, it should be okay. Let me know
Okay.
if it works, but it should be there. Okay, another thing that I was missing, super important also, at the end, when you finish, you will see this task completely mapped. Then you can select yes or no. Don't choose the imagery is bad. Sometimes I find people putting the imagery is bad when the imagery is super clear. But you should choose the imagery is bad only if, for example, there is not a good quality of the imagery, or if you see that there is cloud coverage. So in the case of the clouds, so you cannot map because there are a lot of clouds covering the image, then you choose the imagery is bad. You choose yes if the task is done, if you cannot see anymore any waterway, and or you can simply put no. There is no shame on putting no. Sometimes I see people always putting yes, it's finished when there is a lot of data to be mapped. So it's better if you put no. Okay, it's not completely mapped because I don't have any more time or whatever is okay. It's totally normal. And because for the validator, then the work is twice, because you should check areas that are not completely mapped, and then you should reopen the task and so on. So it's always better to put no if we are not sure. And then you can leave a comment if you want, or if not, it's okay. And then you can select another task and go on mapping. Now I don't know what is happening. Okay. Okay. An error occurred. Okay. Other questions?
Yes, perhaps there was Maria Fernanda first.
Yes, it was. First of all, thank you for the explanation. It was related to what Professor Peroni was saying, maybe about intermittency, because I see a note that says that we would have to compare with other satellite imagery to see whether that water flows the whole year. In this case, we don't have to check that, or how do we see historical image to know if the water flows the whole year or not?
Okay, so I will share again the screen. Okay, so for example, we are in this area, and in the instructions you will find this suggestion regarding the intermittency, because sometimes we are working on areas that we don't know at all. In this case, I'm suggesting you to put the intermittency tag and so on, because we were checking this area, we were checking with the local community, and so we know that here there is water and the water is not there all year long. But let's say that you are working in a new area and you don't know how is the situation there. So to check with other imagery, what you can do is to open here, you see the background settings, and from here you can check some different imagery. If you are lucky, but you should be very lucky, the imagery were taken in different seasons, and so you will be able to spot water. Let me check, for example, maybe for the streams it's not so easy to spot the water, but we can check, for example, for a large river. Let's see, there was let me go here, I think. see if we are lucky here. No, this is a road. Let me just remove the OSM data. So from here I can turn on and off the OSM data so that I can check if I see here, for example. So let's see if we can spot some differences on the imagery. This is Bing. And this is S3, for example, word imagery. I'm checking if I can see maybe here. Here you see, no, this is not map box. Okay. No, but this is, let's see, Maxar is not working anymore. So we have these options. We have S3 Max, S3 Mapbox, and I'm wondering if this is water. Yeah, it seems so. You can see this greenery here. It seems to me, for example, water, but on Bing, I haven't had water there. So yeah. So in this case, what we do is to check, okay, I can see water in some imagery and in others I cannot. Okay, this is an intermittent river, or it is an intermittent stream. Or I cannot see water in the imagery that I have. Okay, in this case, if I can be sure that there is a river or a stream there, I can put that it's intermittent because I cannot see water. I don't know the seasons of the dates of the imagery. So, okay, it's intermittent. The problem is when I can see always water in all the imageries, and maybe they are from the same season, and maybe the river or the stream is intermittent. In this case, I'm missing the intermittency. But yeah, this is a suggestion just to understand and to map. I would say it's like a best practice when we try to do our best. Of course, we are doing remote mapping, armchair mapping is called. So we are mapping in the other side of the world without knowing very well the place. In this case, there is always the local community. So we will give the local community the information and they will check and tell us, okay, this is maybe an intermittent stream or river or not.
Yeah, thanks, Rachele. May I ask perhaps make a quick comment? Yeah, I understand like the difficulty from the students at the first mapping task, especially if they don't know this territory, and perhaps if they don't have a kind of good relationship also with physical geography in order to understand if it is a river, how it works with topography. So don't be like, don't panic, students. It's the first experimentation, I would say. Of course, knowing the territory makes a difference. And we are working in remote zones, in very particular zones of the world. So in this case, the intermittency of river is not like an easy task. Okay. On the contrary, I also understand what Rachele said about the satellite imagery. If everyone is playing with different satellite imageries, it is not easy to have a standardized or a protocol having the same data. So it's a limitation on one side, but on the other side is guaranteeing also the homogeneity of this mapping task. And beside that, you showed just a linked to the Francesca comment, you showed the open topo maps for understanding the topography. Also, in this case, perhaps for some of you students, you have some shining of geography, and it's easy to understand how contour lines are moving, what is a valley or what is a river. In the other case, by using Google Earth, the topography of Google Earth, it's easy to have a 3D of the morphology, understanding how valley of the river or the relief. So in this case, we are, of course, starting for the first time with a demo of mapping a remote area, a semi-arid area. So also rivers are very flexible and a bit foggy. Please try to do your best and take in consideration that in case of mapping in this way, of course, having perhaps a previous geographical frame of the area in order to understand what rivers are or how they looks like, or valleys or the landscape can be useful before starting the task of mapping. That is my 2 cents on the place, considering some doubts of the students.
No, yes, absolutely, no worry. Also, as I was saying, also inside the Mappers team at the UN, we are discussing, you cannot imagine, a lot on the features, because it's not easy unless you are in the place and you can go yourself to check and say, okay, is that. I see sometimes I have also doubts on the things that I see every day near my home, for example. So imagine when you are mapping in remote places. So no worries. Also on the tagging, if it's a river or a stream, don't worry, because it's super normal also when you are a professional to have doubts. So I encourage you to try and to go on doing that, trying to map and so on. Seems to me they are all super focused now.
We have another question in the chat from Mariana.
Let me check.
I think she already answered.
Okay.
It was about the thing that you were saying.
Okay.
And thank you for that. I think that since we are learning, at least for me, I have never have any experience with maps and those kind of tools. So sometimes I am afraid of making a mistake and maybe sharing around like something that is not true, you know?
Yeah.
So,
okay. So good news is that you are mapping in a safe place. I mean that we will check the data later, and we will see. So no worries at all. So you try to do your best and to add the data there. And no worries, because we will be validating everything on the map. And I think it's always is also a good thing. When I started mapping, I had the very same feelings. So okay, maybe I will map this thing, even if I was super sure that I was mapping the right thing, because maybe it was near me. I was mapping locally in a place that I know and so on. But I was super afraid of making errors. But no. At the end, it's just making errors that you will learn how to do it. Also, if you have, if there are, not in all projects you will find validators, But if you have good validators, then you will learn a lot, you know, because they will tell you also. If a validator is telling you, hello, I have seen that you have done this mapping and so on, and this was not a river because it was a stream or so on, don't take it personally, because it's just to try to improve the mapping of the people. So, but absolutely no worries. Yeah, I think we have all been, or we are in the same position, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mariana.
I have a problem in focusing my area. Like I'm in the square, like in the area number 24.
Yes.
But like then I entered and then I zoom in out, and now I'm lost because I don't have like a frame as you had of reference that indicates clearly my area when I have to where I have to map.
Okay. So let me select. Okay, so you are here.
Yeah.
Alex, you are here. And you missed the area. If I go here, map selected area, I'm in the zone below you. And you cannot see this the pink.
No.
The pink area. Do you have data to save?
I will check. No.
Okay, good. So in this case, I would suggest you simply to click on select another task here down in the bottom of the panel. And so you are exiting and then you can access it again.
Okay, the same one.
Or yeah, or the same one or another one, as you wish.
Okay, but I still don't have the frame. It's normal.
You don't have the frame, so in this case, if you don't have the frame, is because it's let me the frame is so here are sorry, the map feature style. Let me, it's is this one. So you should go here, map data.
Okay.
And then here, custom map data.
Okay, I will try.
And it should appear.
It works. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, Maria Fernanda, you all also found it, I hope. It's in the chat.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, okay. So
So in the meantime, while the students are mapping, I have another question for you. So when everything is finished, when I finish to map my square, is validated by you, but then I have a sort of alert message that my task is validated. I have some message. So just to understand if I can check if I did my work correctly or I missed something. Okay.
yes. So how it works? For example, tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow or the day after I will take the project, I will choose the tasks and I will go task by task. Well, as a validator, I can select also a bunch of tasks, so like 5 or 10 or so on. So what I usually do is to validate the data. So if everything was okay, you will receive an email. If you have activated it on the hot tasking manager settings, you will see where you can choose the language and everything. There you can also set the emails. So when I validate the data, you will receive an email just telling that your task was validated.
Okay.
And sometimes if the quality was good and there were no big problems, you will just receive this email. And in case I, for example, add a comment, you will see also the comment there.
Okay,
so,
and I can check again the image, my task, or now is completely closed when you validate it?
No, once it's validated, it's completely closed. So
okay.
If you want to check your data, let me share the screen. If you want to check your data and see, for example, to check your data on OSM. I'm here. I don't want. Okay, I'm here on. This is the OpenStreetMap website. You see here that you have your profile name. If you check on my profile, yeah, I will. Okay, you will get this this page, and on my edits, you have all the change sets that you have done. And from here, for example, I don't know, I will choose one change set. I was working here, and I can edit with ID always. Yeah, so that I can see it. You have this card, my changes. And so I have here the area that I was mapping before.
Okay, so in this case, I can see also the work of the validator.
Yes. Okay. Everything. Because if I'm changing, I don't know, a waterway for any reason, I'm like overwriting. I'm overwriting your data.
Okay.
So here we will find the last version of the data, but we can check, for example, if I put on view on OpenStreetMap, we can see that this is the version 3 of this waterway, and we can see the whole history. So version 1, how was it? Version 2 and version 3.
Okay. Can you please show me again how you saw
Yes.
the history, the changes on OpenStreetMap?
Yes. So you go here
on your profile. On my profile. Okay. Okay.
My edits, and here you have all the edits that you have been doing.
So, for example, now I can already see my edits.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's updated live, so in real time. So maybe if you, for example, if you are mapping a river and then you search if the river is rendered, maybe it takes a while. So maybe you will not see it in real time, but maybe some minutes later, or depending on on the change set, it can take some minutes or some hours sometimes.
Okay. Thank you.
It's here, yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, I will check how it's going.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
If I want to connect two lines, for example, in the same river,
Yes.
how can I do it?
Okay. So we are, oops. Okay. So for example, okay. So if you want to connect, for example, in this case, I can connect so, but if we have, for example, I can connect it like that, but I can also have, let me check if oops, if I have, maybe, where is, okay. Let's say that I have this situation here. So I have one river and another one, and I want to connect them. I can select the node where they join, and with the right click of the mouse, I cannot I cannot connect them. Why not? Because they are connected. If you I don't know how to recreate it. Let's see. No, this no. Let's see if this is working. If I put it like this, and no. So because when you overlap them, they will connect. But I have two different features here. Okay. Now, okay. Now it should be possible. Okay, yeah. So let's say that we have two segments. So these segments and this other one. We can press Shift on our keyboard and we select both of them. And then with the right click of the mouse, you will have the option to merge the features. And so you can have the only one. So you are merging the segments.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. I'm going back. Okay. Now I wanted to check on so we were mapping in that 600 today. We started at okay. From here, I can get some statistics on what we have been doing in this time frame, but I will not show you until the end of the session. So I will take a look, but I will not show you how it's going.
I have also a question.
Yes.
I have this river which is a river which becomes two rivers, and then one of the rivers is for a short time a river and becomes a stream, can I simply point it out as a river and then as a stream?
Yes, you can cut the line. So let's see how to do that. So okay. So what we can do, for example, when we have a change on the tagging. So for example, I have here a stream, but let's say that from here, which can happen because we have all the streams and then maybe they are flowing and they become a big river. So in this case, what I can do, always with the right click of the mouse, I can split. So on one part I have the stream, and here I can change it to river if it's necessary. So we can play with that, so with the splits and so on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question related to saving the work. So after you have, for example, saved some tasks that you've accomplished, can you edit that again? Like edit some lines and edit the flow? Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Select another task. So once you are here, you will see that we have, for example, now this situation. So if the task is white, you can access it again and you can map on it. So for example, you know that you are mapping in this task and you would like to change it because you think that maybe you were missing something and so on. You can reselect the task. If the task is blue, you cannot access it anymore unless you are a validator. So only the validators can access the task. But for example, let's say that, oh, okay, I have done this thing that it was not wrong and I would like to change it. You can access from here. So from your profile on OpenStreetMap, as I was showing before to Francesca. So, and from here, my profile. So I'm in openstreetmap.org, my profile, my edits, and here you have all the change sets that you were uploading. So maybe you want to zoom to the area where you were working, and you can check. For example, here, okay, I was mapping here. I wanted to modify this this river or whatever, and then you can click on Edit with ID. For example, ID, which is the editor that we are using now to map in the browser. So you click on Edit with ID, and you will see the data there. Don't forget to upload your data to save it. I think we have the last minutes to finish the mapping and to upload data. Then we will see who was the best mapper.
We have other question in chat.
Yes. Okay, to get open topo map, you can, let me go back here. Sure. Okay, we are here. I cannot see it. Wait. Okay. So, for example, we are here and we want to check the topography. So we go on background settings. So is the fourth option. And we click on Open Topo Map. And so you will be able to see Open Topo Map. Okay. Then, once you have done with Open Topo Map, you go again on background settings. You can use the shortcut B and go back to Bing aerial imagery because it's the one that we were using. So from here, background settings, Open Topo Map, and back then to Bing. You? I must say I was checking now the statistics. Francesca, you were the first one, but now not
Now,
anymore.
no. The problem is that I don't know about the quality of this mapping, but okay.
No worries, no worries.
So I have another question for you. Maybe it could be useful. Maybe you said before, but I don't remember. Is it possible also to divide the task in 4 more tasks? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
If you see that you have too many things to map and that you don't have time to finish and so on, you can divide. You will find the option there. It's a split task.
Yes.
Wait, and it's here. Wait, because I was checking the leaderboard and I don't want to show the leaderboard now. Okay. So once you are here, you can also turn off and on the panel with the instructions and the history. So for example, here in the history, I can see who was mapping here in the same task. And for example, yeah, if I click on split task here, I will get an error occurred. No, let's see what happens. Because maybe, no. Okay. Yeah, and you will get this situation here. So with the 4 tasks. Which
And
for
then-
the waterways, it happens sometimes, but yeah, but when you have, for example, I don't know, to map buildings, villages, or things like that, then you start splitting because you can get a lot of data there.
And then in some cases, in some tasks, there are also some fields already mapped, is correct?
Yeah, the land cover, do you mean? Yeah. And so, for example, I think maybe here there is something, let's see. Map data. I have everything here. Where? It's not here. Yeah. So, for example, here we have the farmland that were mapped and so on. So, if, for example, this sometimes when you are mapping with ID, they are annoying because maybe you are mapping and then you have a lot of information regarding the land use. So you can turn on and off the land use features, for example, and so on. But just to show you, for example, with Unmappers, we are mapping a lot the land cover. So you can see here is the situation that we had before, and this is the work of that we are doing with the land cover. So we are adding all the information regarding woods, farmlands, and so on. And super important thing on OpenStreetMap, if you would like to continue mapping, is the OSM wiki. On the OpenStreetMap wiki page, you will find all the information regarding the project and OpenStreetMap, and you can also search for the tags that you need. And there is a page which is the features. Where it is, map features. This is one of the most used pages. And here you find all the things that you can map with OSM and the relative tags.
And there is also some kind of forum where people share information or something like that, or
yes, no? We have a community with this one. No, sorry, these are the OSM communities. Where it is OSM community forum, which is this one. Okay, yeah, and this is the forum where you can contact the community, but they are also very active on the mailing lists. And let me put this in the chat. If I can see again where it is. If I sorry. They are very active also on Discord, for example, or in the mailing lists. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And also the local communities. So, for example, there are very, very super active communities. So you can contact the communities. Every year there is a State of the Map, which is an annual conference of the OSM community, the international one. Then there are other conferences on different continents. For example, on the 10th of November, we will have the State of the Map Europe, and it will be in Antwerp, in Belgium. And so the community is meeting there. The next State of the Map, it will be in Kenya next year, so in September. So if you plan some holidays in Kenya and you would like to join the State of the Map, we will be there. And it's a nice conference because there is all the community, and so what we do is to speak, discuss, see new projects, and so on. It's usually one weekend, and it's a nice conference. Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah.
I have like while mapping, I just recognized often, that's why I'm not mapping for a long time, that I'm not sure if it's a stream or a little street, because there's a river, but there's also a big street nearby and it crosses both, and it's like so confusing. So
Okay.
I just think it's more a street, because I can't believe that's like such confusing streams everywhere. Are there some tips because I think to understand the difference, it has to go with time, like with mapping more often. So are there some sorts of tips you have where you can say, okay, these are more or less the differences between these two types?
Yeah. In which task are you mapping? The number of do you have the number of the task?
72.
72. Let's see. So we can check it together. Okay. Let's see if I can go back. 72. Okay, we are where it is? It's here. Okay, and this is your area.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let me check if I have all the data on. It's okay. Okay, so in here I would say that I would map this main, I will, okay, this main one, it's okay, and these other two, then, oops, what I have done, I don't know. Then these are roads here. I wouldn't map this, for example. To me, it's not a waterway. This is a road. Maybe here, yeah, I can add a stream for this area. This is a road. And yeah, maybe I can have a small stream here. And so, yeah. And then let's see. In this area here, this is a stream. This is also one. And I would go here. These are streams. And yeah, and also these ones are streams. I think, yeah, it can be sometimes confusing because streams or rivers can have the very same color, like the roads. So what I usually do when mapping streams and roads to differentiate between them is to see how they are flowing. I would say, while streets tend to be more straight, usually they have a straight here, so you can see straight segments and so on. The rivers are a little bit more smoothy, I would say. So in this case, yeah. And also another thing that usually happens is that in some dry areas, the streams are used also like roads. This also happens. So in this case, we map the main function. So if we think that is the main function is a stream, we will map it as a stream. If we think that the main function is it is a road, so we will map it with the highway tag.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, quick question, but it's not possible that that feature could be contemporary, a stream, usually a road, and sometimes a stream?
Yes. Yes. So it happens that when the stream is dry, we are using it as a road, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in this case, so to me, the main function, it will be that is our stream.
Road. Oh, okay.
A stream.
Stream. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I use it when it's dry as a road. No?
Okay.
While we can have also roads that sometimes when there is a lot of water or so on, they act as waterways. So in this case, I will map the road and I will add the tag flood prone. So when there are floods, they will be covered by water.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a tricky question because it's not easy to decide which is the main function, you know.
Okay, thank you. I think we have another question from Aitana.
Yes.
Yeah, my problem is that I opened quite some tasks at the same time, and now I have like a bunch of tasks open, but I cannot start like a new one. So I was wondering, like, how do you go? Like, shall I just get into, it says resume task, and then maps area, and then I have to say like, no, I haven't completed, and then just say submit task, or how shall I
So
do it?
first of all, I would suggest to save the data. Okay, the first thing is save the data. Then when you get this error, is because you were moving from one task to another or something like that. So if you have the option to resume the task, I would say you can resume the task, and then you can tell if it's complete or not, and go on with other tasks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe I think it's time to go to the conclusion of the class and to check what we have done.
Okay. So okay,
It
so
is not still time of spritz. We can go on for 2 hours, 3 hours. Meanwhile, they are at home, so it's a soft lecture. What do you think, students? You can take the spritz, meanwhile you are mapping, so the map is gonna come completely correct. It's a joke. Yes, the time is running out, so I give the floor to Rachele for the last consideration. Perhaps it's possible to share some outputs from the students.
okay. So first of all, save the data now. Save it so that it will count for the statistics, and you will be there in the leaderboard and so on. I hope that the session was good and that it has been useful. And I hope that in the future in your career, you will find one day that what you have learned today, it was useful to do something. So I hope that it brought you something, a tool that you can that you will use in the future. So without any further delay, let me share my screen and let's see. So I hope all of you were uploading the data. Now, oops, wait, I cannot. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the tool. This is a tool that I use. This was not the leaderboard because I need to resubmit. So you can see this is an open tool that everybody can use. It's mappathon.cartong.org. And here I put the project number in which we were mapping, the start date, I will put 2, and the end time. And then I click on submit. If I click on submit, we will see that it gives me the statistics on what happened on this project. So there were no new buildings mapped. There is some land use. It was not mapped, this land use, but maybe someone or someone was mapping it. I think about it, or maybe we were moving or modifying things regarding the land use. But we have mapped 200 kilometers of waterways, so 242 new waterways created. And here we have the leaderboard. So in the first place, we have Alessio with 52 kilometers of waterways, then Julia, and on the third place, Camila. So, and then also all the others, also Francesca and Samuel, Ludovica, Maya, and so on and so on. So I will share with you this tool so that you can check if you would like to. And
I wonder how it was possible.
it's magic.
Maybe I touched something without knowing.
Okay, good, Alessia. No, okay, congratulations. Sometimes, yeah, it's true that sometimes we touch things and we are stealing kilometers of waterways or roads from other users. But okay, no, congratulations to all, because all the work that you have been doing today, it's super useful, and it will be really helpful for OSM Libya, for Unmappers, UN Maps, and all the people living there. So thank you very much. And of course, if you would like to contact me, we will share the presentation. At the end of the presentation, you will find my email, and feel free to write me without any problem.
Thanks, Rachele. Thanks to all. I would just remind that in case you would frame for the second year of the master degree in CCD-STeDe, if you're framing something about internship, I think, Rachele, there is still the opportunity to apply for an internship for Unmappers. So in this case, please contact me, and then we can understand and explore together with Rachele the feasibility of this idea.
Yeah, we have an internship program. This year we are changing the platform to receive the application. So for the moment is not open. You will not find the place where to applicate. But I will share with your professors, so they will have all the information regarding the internships. Hopefully also the time of the internships, when they will start and when they will end. They last 6 months. Unfortunately, the internships in the UN Secretariat are unpaid, but we are super flexible with the interns. We have remote working policy, so you can work from home and so on. And we have places both in communications, so communication, social media, and so on, and also geospatial positions. So if any of you is interested, just contact your professors, and we will keep in touch on that.
Thanks, Rachele. Thanks to all. I will say have a nice evening and a nice night to all the students, and please keep tuned to the Moodle channel for the next lecture. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.